The Nine of Swords, arguably one of the hardest cards in the deck. If you have a look, the background, well, it's just black. The bed even looks like a coffin, if you ask me. This person, is it male or is it female? People usually identify with the gender they are, is obviously in total despair, got their hands over their faces. They feel that there's no way out. I have been haunted by this card many, many, many times. To me, this is the card of worry, anxiety, stress. If somebody's getting this card regularly and they brush it off, that to me is a clear warning that they are heading towards burnout or possibly even illness. So this is a warning card. If you're just doing a 3-card a day and it pops up, fair enough, pay note, try and get a break. But if it's coming up a lot, as it has done for me in the past, you need to pay attention. I think the meaning of the Nine of Swords is really obvious. It's always worth remembering that swords represent your mind, so this isn't necessarily an actual problem. This is your worrying about the problem. This is your thinking about the problem. This is you being utterly overwhelmed by worries, fears and stress. The actual reality of the situation may not be as black as you think it is. So that's the first thing about the Nine of Swords. For me, the key to the Nine of Swords is you can't think your way out of it. Those swords, they are blocking you in. They are hanging over you all the time. You cannot think your way out of the Nine of Swords. You have to act your way out of the Nine of Swords. You have to move on. I think of the suits as progressing from wands to cups to swords to pentacles. Pentacles is the next suit. And if we have a look at the quilt, which you can see really nicely here, it has red roses on. Red roses are a sign of physical manifestation. Take a look at the death card. It has a white rose. The story is that the first rose was white, and then a god or a goddess, depending upon your worldview, whether it was Jesus or Mary Magdalene or Freya, spilt a drop of blood onto the rose, and the rose became physical. So those red roses are saying, get up, do something, make a list, ring a debt helpline, talk to a friend. If you're overwhelmed by stuff, just start with one drawer, one box. If you're overwhelmed with a job, just do one thing today. If you can't sleep, get out of bed and make a cup of tea. You have to do something. I also love the astrology glyphs there. You can see we have, not my strongest point, but we have the moon, we have Mars, we have Aries, we have the sun. They tell me that this too shall pass. This will pass. Sometimes if you're feeling really worried, really anxious, really stressed, the simple combination of actually getting up and doing one small thing whilst telling yourself this too will pass, that can make a tremendous difference. This card can also be associated with people that are feeling overwhelmed by the world's stresses. It can be hard to look at the world and whatever you're thinking about, politics or poverty or the climate, to think, oh my God, what can I do? What can I do? It becomes oppressive. It becomes a trap that keeps you smaller and smaller. Just do one thing. Just donate some food to a food bank. Just do one small thing, and it just slowly makes you feel more powerful. So I also have the Druidcraft deck here, which I think has a very similar feel. The swords are hanging above the bed. This is clearly someone with their head in the hands. There is an idea here that you are trying to avoid thinking about the problem, but the problem is in your head. Wherever you go, however hard you shut your eyes or close off your ears, the problem is inside your head. So, speaking as someone that has been dogged and haunted by this damn card endlessly, the thing to remember is it's your worries inside your head that are the problem. If you actually look at the problem, if you try to ease your stress by doing something physical, whether that's just getting up and making a cup of tea, or clearing one drawer, or doing one small job on your list, letting yourself remember that this too will pass and that it's okay. then you may look at the problem and realise it's not as bad as you seem. This card often comes up with financial and health problems when, although it looks desperate and dire, I say to people, you have to look at the problem. It's your worry that this card is picking up on, not the problem itself. And that to me is the lightness of the Nine of Swords. It is most likely that it is not the problem itself that's going to cause you the issue, it's your own mind. And hey, you have control over your mind, so that has to be good news.